today's recipe is a fab mushroom chili or chili mushrooms. This is a great Indo Chinese recipe. It's a lovely veg version to chili chicken and it is so good. Please don't forget to check the link in the description box. It has my blog post for the written detailed recipe, ingredients, measurements, all that. If you like this video, as always, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, leave me a comment, and of course share it with all your friends. So without any further ado, let's get cooking.
For this recipe, you start by mixing corn flour along with a pinch of salt and pepper and a little bit of water, and then mix this all together to form a slurry or a paste. You might find that sometimes you add a little too much water. You need to be careful, but in case you do and the mixture is really liquidy, just add more corn flour to it. It won't be a thick paste, but it won't be a runny mixture either. It just needs to be a slightly thick coating. Now to this mixture, I'm going to add in some sliced mushroom. If you look at the size, I've just cut them in half. Some I've left whole because they were small enough. I don't want to have very thin slices because then it doesn't hold the batter and it just won't be a good enough mushroom chili. So you would cut them in half or at least slightly plump pieces. Just mix them all together in this batter and make sure that all the mushrooms coat well. You could do this in batches or you could do it all together. It doesn't matter. In your wok or kadhai, you will heat up some oil and then gently add in your mushrooms one by one. I would suggest that you try and leave a little bit of gap as you add the mushrooms in, otherwise they tend to stick to each other. So just don't overcrowd your pan, don't put too many at a time. You will have to do this batch wise, but say maybe 5 or 6 pieces together and let this fry till it's about slightly brown. You could deep fry it till it was completely golden brown, but even just a light brown coating is good enough. If your batter was thicker, mine just wasn't as thick. It was still a little bit runny. But if your batter was thicker, then you'll get a nice thick coating around each mushroom. I find that even just this is good enough. Otherwise, it's too much corn flour for me. And I don't like to deep fry things, but you want to fry this just so that the mushrooms have a little bit of bite and they are cooked, because this is really the only time that they're going to be cooked. Now you can do this in batches till all of it is done, or if you have a big enough wok, you can try and do them all together, but I don't really recommend it. I recommend you do this batch wise. Once all your mushrooms are cooked, just keep it on a plate and keep it aside and then get started on your sauce. In a pan, you'll add some oil and then toss in your onions. I've just taken one onion and cubed it. To that, you'll also add in a little bit of chopped capsicum or any bell pepper of your choice. I like to add in some freshly chopped garlic and even ginger if you have. I didn't have any, so I skipped that, but just some fresh garlic, and then toss this aside for a minute or so. Once the onions and capsicum has cooked a little bit, it's time to add in your sauces. You'll start by adding in your chili sauce. It can be a red chili sauce or even a green chili sauce, that's fine. Any choice that you like. Add in a little bit of ketchup. It adds some nice sweetness. And then of course a dash of soya sauce. I've used dark soya sauce so it lends a nice color, but you could use light if you prefer that. Mix all the sauces together and then you will add in all your cooked fried mushrooms, your batter fried mushrooms. Mix it all so that each of the mushroom pieces coats well with the sauce and it all comes together. Once all the mushroom has mixed well and coated in that sauce, you can add in your corn flour slurry. I just wanted this to be a slightly wet gravy, more like an appetizer. So I added in a very little bit of the slurry, not too much. But if you wanted to make this a nice thick gravy, you can do so by adding more of the slurry. So just toss this all together on a high flame and let it cook. And as it's cooking, you'll notice that the sauce starts to thicken up and glaze. And that's really it. This is when you know your dish is done. I like to add a little bit of chopped coriander as a garnish. You don't have to, but I notice some restaurants add that and it adds a little bit more flavor. But that choice is yours. It's optional. But really at this stage, it's all done. Serve these chili mushrooms hot straight off the pan. They are delicious. It's the best appetizer, and I really hope you enjoy this quick, easy recipe. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys very, very soon.